Yo, what is up guys? Ethan here, back in another video, and today we've returned with college football predictions as we will be looking over Michigan today. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Now, Michigan last year, they had a really good year. They went undefeated. They beat Ohio State in the horseshoe. They won the Big Ten championship. They just lost in the college football playoff to TCU. And they have a lot of players returning, but at the same time, quite a few players left due to the NFL. So this is going to be a new Michigan team, but also there's a lot of returning pieces. So let's hop into it. Now, the QB situation, it was between J.J. McCarthy and Cade McNamara. McCarthy won the job, obviously, last year. And because of that, McNamara transferred to Iowa. So J.J. McCarthy is fully QB1 entering this season. Jack Tuttle transferred in from Indiana just in case anything goes wrong, but this is J.J. McCarthy's team. They're more known for the running game, obviously, as they have the best I was about to say backcourt like it's basketball, the best backfield in college football, in my opinion, with the best two-headed monster at running back with Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. Blake Corum, if he didn't get hurt last year, was a potential Heisman candidate last year, while Donovan Edwards is probably the best backup running back in all college football. I'm in love with Donovan Edwards, and he's definitely going to be breaking out even more this upcoming season. So this Michigan offense is just ran through those two running backs, and it also helps that they have one of the best offensive lines in college football. Now, I understand they lost a few guys, but they also get quite a few guys in the transfer portal as well. So this Michigan offensive line, I think, is just going to be just as great as it was last year. I'm not sure if it's going to be better than last year, but it's still going to be a top 3 offensive line in college football. Now, the receivers is a little bit of a question mark. You do lose guys like Ronnie Bell and Luke Shoemaker due to the NFL. Well, Shoemaker is a tight end, by the way, but you still have guys like Roman Wilson and Cornelius Johnson coming in. And then you had guys step up last year like Colston Loveland. He's going to be your tight end 1. And then you also still got guys like Kristen Dixon, Peyton O'Leary, and Darius Clemens. So Michigan's wide receiver core and overall receiving core, it might not be as good as it was last year, but it's still going to be very good. But this Michigan defense is always great, but just like the offense, the defense lost quite a few guys due to the NFL as well, mainly Maisie Jackson and DJ Turner. Now, I want to hop into the secondary first, because specifically the corners, because that's probably the quote-unquote weakest part about this team, in my opinion. Will Johnson is still a great corner, but nobody really else stepped up to get into that extra spot. So you had to go in the transfer portal and get Josh Wallace, who's coming in from UMass. So it's really curious to see how this Michigan's corner duo will be this upcoming season. The safeties are still good with Rod Moore and Makari Page there. Your linebackers are great. You have Junior Colson, your leading tackle leader, coming back this year, alongside with Michael Barrett and Jalen Harrell. The defensive line is still good as well. Chris Jenkins, Braden McGregor, Mason Graham stepped up quite a bit as a true freshman, so he's going to have a more prominent role on this defense this upcoming season. So this Michigan team, yes, you lost a few guys due to the NFL, but also last year you had a lot of young guys step up, so I'm very curious to see how they will play out this upcoming year. So I think it would be just as good as last year. So as we hop into the schedule real quick, Michigan does have just overall an easy schedule. Yes, you have a few standout games, but it's not nearly as tough as you would think it would be, especially since they're in the Big Ten. I'm just not going to waste your time. Your first 3 games versus ECU, versus UNLV, and versus Bowling Green, you're going to win all 3 of those games, bro. You're going to go 3-0 in conference play, and you're going to start out 3-0. Michigan, I don't know when was the last time they actually had a true non-con opponent, but they're going to sweep these 3 games. And to be honest, they're probably going to do the same thing at home versus Rutgers. Rutgers, I'm kind of more high on in the Big Ten than most people are, but Michigan is just far superior than Rutgers, and this game's at home, This is going to be easy win for Michigan at home. Then you get into a tricky back-to-back road game schedule at Nebraska and at Minnesota, both in the Big Ten West. At Nebraska is very interesting to me. As we know, Nebraska got a brand new head coach in Matt Rules. They fired Scott Frost. They're basically going to have a new QB in Jeff Sims as QB1 over there in Nebraska. So this game is going to be very intriguing to me. And I haven't even looked into Nebraska, but I have a feeling this game is going to be a lot closer than you might anticipate. And this could be a shocking upset, but Michigan is just the better team in this game. Also, they have the better coaching staff compared to the Huskers. Give me a Michigan on the road. Next game, you're at Minnesota, and this Minnesota team has so many question marks offensively and potentially even defensively. So I'm very curious to see how PJ Fleck does this year for the Golden Gophers. But I think Michigan's staff is going to be able to exploit those question marks, and they're going to win relatively easily on the road. And Michigan is going to start the year 6-0. And before we get into Indiana, I do think at Nebraska will be a tougher game than at Minnesota. Versus Indiana, you're going to win this game. Indiana is the worst team in the Big Ten this year, and you're home. No upset's going to happen here. Michigan's going to win this game. And Michigan State, you lost so much in the transfer portal. You lost quite a bit to the NFL. I understand this is in East Lansing. This could be an upset, but Michigan not only has a better team, they also have the better staff. I'm not a big fan of Mel Tucker, if I'm being honest with you, so I think Michigan is going to win this game. Then you have a relatively late bye, Week 9, as you head into Week 10 home versus Purdue. If this was at Purdue, this could be a whole different situation, as we know what Purdue can do at home versus some top-tier teams, but this is in Ann Arbor. And I think Purdue is just not going to be as good as they were last year. Give me Michigan. Now, these last 3 games is going to decide Michigan's season. As up to this point, I think realistically, the only game that you could potentially lose is at Nebraska. And I don't even think you're going to lose that. These 3 games, you have legit chances of losing. Well, at Maryland, maybe not. But you're at Penn State. You will learn how much I'm in love with this Penn State team once I get to their predictions, but I was contemplating about this game for so long, and I want to choose Penn State, but my gut's telling me to pick Michigan, so I'm going to take Michigan to win this game on the road. They did it 2 years ago. They whooped Penn State last year. I understand Sean Clifford's not there, and this Penn State team could be a whole lot different. If Penn State wins this game, I would not be surprised at all, but I think the experience of this Michigan team and overall just the better staff is going to help out the Wolverines in this game. I'm going to take the Wolverines on the road in a very close game. Next game, you're at Maryland. This is prime. This is a prime upset pick. I'm not going to pick it though. Like, it's smashed in between your 2 biggest games of the year, and it's on the road. I just don't know how Maryland's going to be this year, as you lost a lot offensively. I'm going to take Michigan to win this game on the road. And then finally, Week 13, the game, Ohio State at Michigan. This is a 50-50 game. And you know what I said last year. I'm going to keep on going it this year. Michigan's the home team. I'm going to take Michigan in this game. Ohio State, I have so much question marks about them. And you will learn that next video, as Ohio State's predictions will be coming out tomorrow. But I can't see Ohio State winning this game on the road. I really can't. And because of that, Michigan is going to go 12-0 this year, winning the Big Ten East, and most likely playing Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game. What is your predictions for Michigan? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. And like always, have a good day. Peace out.